Hello, power users. Zbigniew Pukowski here, and today we will be talking about thrilling and game-changing formula, which is called new named formulas. Formula called named formulas. A new feature called named formulas, which will replace the set function in 80 to 90% of times of uses. You won't even look back at set, and probably you will forget it even existed in most cases. I mean, not all of them, but most cases. So what this all named formula is about? This will be part of the app section of your Power App, which will enable you the property function to set only the, let's call it, variables or collections you want as formulas. And when you refer these formulas in your app anywhere, by any time, you will get the value which is there. And if you use, for example, function lookup last something, it will dynamically change its value. So this probably will be a game breaker. It will be always available, always up to date, always will get you the dynamic content. Okay, so why I'm so thrilled? First of all, let's go to the setting, upcoming features, named formulas. You will need this turned to on. If it's not on, you need to turn it. You need also to reload your Power App, maybe even reload your session depending on your settings. Sometimes it's happened to me, so if it's not working yet, just start in the clear incognito mode or change your session and you will be fine. Okay, so let's go to the app, let's go to the formulas, and first of all, how did you do it in for till this day? You will just go with variables, something like test, and you will set it to 0, and that's it. So when you use it, when you change the value of this variable, you had to set it again and again and again and again, which means that when you're changing screen and something is changing, you needed constantly updating this set value, which was turbo annoying. It was so annoying. Okay, so let's start typing there. Let's go with variable modern solution, and let's give it a 0 as a value. That's it, you're done. Okay, let's go and check with text label. Let's go with var modern. Oh, we have no prompt here, no hints. That means that our variable modern solution is not working. Why? I did it on purpose. See here that you have no indication that you have any kind of error, but you do, because here, can I see it? No, I cannot. You see that red line? It's because you need semicolon at the end. That's all. You're done now. Don't forget about this semicolon. This is something I already seen on forums. And as you can see, your value now is 0. So if we go here and on our var modern solution, we will change the value. You see that in text input, it changed instantly by a blink of an eye. So this was easy, right? But now let's try some kind of a more exciting scenario. Let's go with first, and let's go with sort, and let's go with one of our Dataverse table, which is called board games, and let's sort it on created on, and let's do it. Let's from this Dataverse, let's bring a name. That's all. And of course, don't forget about semicolon. See our first data entry in the board game tables was named YouTube creator. Let's go Let's go where I had it here. YouTube creator. This is something which was created at first. And let's go back. Too many windows open. I'm in chaos, you know. Okay, let's go back to the app. That was easy because it will always give us the first board game which was created. Let's go with something descending. This is our last board game, so that means that if I will just create another one, such a chaos. If I create another one, let's give it all the necessary information. Okay, cool, it's created. And if I refresh this board game data source, this will be changed. And it's working. But what you can see from this is interesting, because if I will be updating something, let's go back to our data. Let's go to our formula in the app, and let's create a button which will create new board game. Board game on select, patch, board games, defaults, which will create new record. And let's go with name equal GGH. What's the type problem? Sorry, forgot this was. Sorry, forgot to do this a different schema. Okay, name and type. Sorry, game type equal choices. What was this called? Game type. What is it? Let's go with the columns. Game type is a lookup. You know what? Let's just leave it here. And let's move it to optional. Quick hack. We don't need it. Okay, so this will be everything. Defaults. Board games. Yeah, of course. Always forget. Cool. As you can see, it's working with the patch. Blah, blah. So this would be larger. Oh, of course, it's working. So as long as you stay in the context of your PowerApp, all the data you enter will be correctly. So remember, if you are using the patch functions, your formulas will update. That's great. But if you are using something outside of PowerApp, for example, another PowerApp or changes which you made directly on the Dataverse, then your formula won't apply to those changes, because your formula won't be constantly refreshing the source and checking if the source is still in place and this is the last record. It will only change and apply when it's needed. So when I press the button and create new board game, our PowerApp knows that, hey, let's check if this formula still applies to and still have the same value, or it should be changed. And guess what? It should be, so it will be changed. But if it's not, it's not constantly checking for the updates outside of our Power App. Be very conscious about this, how this works. But other than that, this formula features is great. It's great, really. You should use it all the time. If you need also to update and to always know that you have the latest data, you probably need to refresh the source, but don't use it don't use it each time. You use it only when it's a must, because this will create a performance issue in your app, so you should avoid it at any cost. But if this kind of behavior is really necessary, then refresh your source. Okay, great. So another episode was successful. We showed what's the difference between the set and the new name formulas in PowerApps. Hope that you learned something. You had great time. We already showed you what mistakes could happen. First of all, just to recap, in the settings you need to turn it on. Then you don't forget about this semicolon, even if you have no error indication, because the error indication will be moved to a different line. So that was same. Second problem and last problem, remember that if you are using your data outside of your app, you should be refreshing your source if your formulas depend on the latest data. So this could be some kind of mismatch between your data. You should avoid it at any cost. Great, so have a great day. Zbigniew Fukowski out, you know the drill, subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah.